Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's broadcast. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, make sure you click on the bell icon so you'll get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays when I go live, or outside the live stream, you can consider joining the Discord that I've created. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also, if you are interested in getting some ideas of the meals that our family enjoys, we created a Pinterest board that has a lot of our family's favorite whole food plant-based meals on it. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I'd love to hear those as well. If you're just getting started with your diet, I'd love to hear what you're doing, what your plan is, how you're going to stay on track. And I think for any diet, one of the biggest things is finding ways that finding ways to make staying on your diet easier than the alternative. Let's see, Rick checking in saying hi. Hi, Rick. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. It was kind of felt like a quick weekend, I guess. It seems like didn't get a whole lot done, but it went by pretty quick, you know. I guess I always wish the weekend lasted longer. So, let's see. It was very fast, Rick says. So, let me switch over to the main here. Very busy day. I didn't even have really a chance to create like a lot of times I create a stream, like I can't even think of what you would call it, but ahead of time I set up that I'm going to do a stream and I make a thumbnail and all that other stuff, and I did not get to that today. I had a little bit of extra work to do and didn't have much of a chance to do it. I may just do it this way for a while. I may skip doing the thumbnails and all that stuff. It just depends on how much time it ends up taking up for me to do that versus it. Shy checking in saying, hey, Shy. I hope you had a great weekend. Real quick, I am gonna run through some of the food photos from the weekend. I had a pretty decent weekend with food. It wasn't perfect. I'm still not totally back on track from the week away, and so that's been a little bit of a frustration I've had over this past week, but at the same time I just have no stress about it. Like, it's a weird thing. I'll try to talk about it here in a little bit. Let me see if this pops up. There is dinner from Friday night. I really like this polenta and white bean that we have. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's something white bean. It has to do with the sauce that's on there, and I can't think of it. But anyways, I like it. It's awesome. One of my favorites that we have, and this was my first of 2 very large servings that I had of that on Friday evening. The next photo we're going to see here is just that all mixed up. It's not a very pretty photo at all. Carrie kind of yelled at me for taking the, not yelled at me, but she was like, oh, you're not going to just, she didn't realize I'd taken the first photo, the prettier one. This was Saturday morning. I went a little overboard with the peanut butter there. But it had been a while since we had a sweet oatmeal, and I think that it just worked out that we didn't have all the ingredients for our normal savory oatmeal. So this was apple and banana with peanut butter oatmeal on Saturday morning. There's a picture of the oatmeal stirred together, and then a couple photos of my dog in my messy room. Just ignore that. This was Saturday's I got a better photo I'll show in a little bit here on my phone of my dog. How about that? Make a deal. Saturday's dinner. This was awesome. This was there's something underneath these potatoes. I can't remember if it's rice or what it was. So there was salsa that Carrie had made. Let's see. Anthony says, yum, not the dog, the food. Yes. This was really good. I can't remember what it was called. And I feel like it wasn't rice. It was potatoes and salsa. And I can't think of, what the base of it was there. Maybe if Carrie's driving right now, so she's not going to be able to check in. So Elizabeth says the oatmeal looked and sounds delicious. The oatmeal really is. It's really good. That was kind of our standard oatmeal for the first 18 months of the diet, really up until I read the Chef AJ's book, The Secret to Ultimate Weight Loss, where she kind of talks about vegetables for breakfast, and then we started switching over to having a more savory breakfast with the mushrooms, onions, and spinach from that. So let me see what other photos I have from this dinner. So this was the mix. I feel like maybe it was just that the onions and stuff were cooked separate. This was the salsa. These are some chips Carrie made. No salt added, just tortilla shells thrown in the air fryer or in the oven and baked. And then this is everything mixed together. Oh, it was a tofu. That's what it was. Okay. So you can't really see it in the photo here, but I'll try to zoom in. No, there's a kid doing a handstand. Up in the top corner here, you can kind of see that tofu with the black bean. It was almost like a scrambled egg consistency. Maybe over here you can see a little bit better. So it was that Carrie had baked on a sheet tray, and then then she took the potatoes with the spinach and peppers and onions, and she put that on top of the tofu. And then on top of all of that, we put salsa. Very good dinner Saturday evening. It was awesome. And then Sunday morning, Carrie ended up making some pancakes, and this is a very awful photo. It's way behind, I'm seeing now. Let me see if this catches up. But Carrie had made some pancakes. I believe the pancakes were made from oats and bananas were the main two components of it, and then seasoning, I guess, or what's going on here? This thing quit working. So let me stop that. And let's start it over. See what happens. Rick says peanut butter is dope. It is very good. Why is this photo not showing up? Well, I'll give that a minute to try to catch up or see what's going on. It was trying, but yeah, Saturday ended up having pancakes for breakfast with some mixed berries on top of it. For dinner, Carrie made a pumpkin seed loaf, and we used tahini sauce on top of that, and that was very good for dinner yesterday. Let me see what else we have photos of. And then today for breakfast, we had oatmeal. So I'm going to leave this photo up. And if that starts working, then it will show. Let's see. I don't know why it works sometimes, then other times it doesn't want to. Just the way things are. Give it one more shot. Give it one more chance, see if it pops up, and it does not want to work. Mind of its own. Yes, it's got a mind of its own. So I got to share with you some of my food from the weekend, but not all of the food from the weekend. Maybe we'll go back to it in a little bit, see if it starts working. So this weekend, weather was decent this weekend. I actually went swimming on Saturday, which was a lot of fun. I do enjoy swimming with the kids. We have a very small above ground pool in our backyard that it's fun to get the kids in and play in and have fun. It's not so much fun to try to deal with the chemicals and get it to be looking like it's worth swimming in, or at least not gross and green. Hopefully, I was able to get it clear enough or not. Yeah, I guess clear enough to swim in on Saturday. And then I guess the kids swam in it a little bit yesterday. And then this morning I got up and I had to throw chemicals in it again this morning because it was looking a little bit gross again this morning. So hopefully that is clearing up. But did some swimming. Sunday I had planned to do some yard work, but the weather was not real great for doing yard work. So it rained most of the morning where I'm at. So gave me an excuse not to do yard work, but I did do quite a bit of relaxing, and I really feel like I've kind of caught up as far as my sleep or my exhaustion, at least, is not so bad. I could always sleep some more, I suppose, but I feel like this weekend was a very restful weekend that I needed to have. And I got to get back into working again with a whole list of new things this next week to get done. So let's see if it works. No, still not working. With the diet, gosh, it's tough to with this diet. I just feel it's easy to find an excuse to eat off diet when you allow, when you have a week like I did 2 weeks ago, or when you have a week where you're put in a position where you kind of end up having to go off diet. And then now I'm trying to get back onto the full swing of the whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar free. And it's tough. And I've talked a little bit about this in the past, I suppose, but once you give in to those temptations kind of have a bit of control over you, or at least you've lost control of those temptations. So when you have a food that you were abstaining from or have chosen to not have as part of your diet, and then you have it one time and you get through that. And, a lot of times for me, these foods too aren't necessarily like super junk foods. Some of them are, but some of them are just, higher fat foods than I should be eating, I suppose. But the losing to that temptation, it's really tough to get back into the swing of it. And what I am really running into right now is just how much better of a spot I'm in right now. Like I'm infinitely more healthy than I was 2 years ago. And when I was 520 pounds, I was in a hurry to get down to 220. I was in a hurry to lose that 300 pounds, and I still am in a hurry in some ways, but I just feel like I have such a better grasp on my diet and nutrition than I've ever had before. And I know that if I continue on the path that I'm on, and even a path that has some of these temptations or some of these higher calorie foods in it, that I'm gonna get to my goal weight. It's the keeping that 80 pounds in the next, what is that gonna be, 12, 15 months? That's what I have to try to keep as a bit of a motivator, I guess. So what does that come out to be? I don't have it off the top of my head, but if I want to, so it's about 5.5 pounds a month. That I have to keep that mindset that I need to be losing these 5 pounds a month, because I have a bit of a procrastinator's history, I guess, or I tend to let things build up till they get to a point where, you have to do something about it. And I'm not wanting to do that with this weight loss. I want to do it slow and steady. That's why I said I want to do it, 300 pounds over 3 years. Carrie's checking and saying, hey, Carrie. But it's this tough battle that, if I only lost 2 pounds for the next 15, I wouldn't hit my goal, but I would still be going in the right direction. And I still will have succeeded in this whole process. Like, it's weird being at this point and just, like I said, I don't have that push of any impending deadline to drive me to make these numbers impressive right now, I guess. And so it's kind of a weird period of time that I guess was always going to be there when, in this process. I just never thought about it when I started, because you think about the beginning and you think about the end, but you don't really think about that middle period, where I suppose I've been in this kind of period for a while, because, I haven't lost a ton of weight in the last year, but I am still down in the last year. And it's hard not to put off that, or to give up the little bits of the, or to give into the temptations because of convenience, and to not feel like that guilty about it. Like that's the toughest thing. Like I don't feel bad about any of the sugary things I've had over the last couple weeks or any of the salty things or the oily things that I've had. Um but it's just like it's so different. I don't know how it because it's not like I blew up my diet. It's not like I've wrecked things, like it feels like because I'm not eating a diet of restriction and a diet of moderation that it doesn't fall apart. It, like every diet in the past, if I wasn't on diet or strict with what I was supposed to do, or the minute I gave in to the temptations and binged, that it would just wreck the diet because I would keep binging. And with this diet, like I I eat lots of volume of food, like, and the worst thing I eat in volume is the shredded wheat, but other than that, it's rice and it's potatoes and it's beans. And it's just so different than any other diet that I've ever done. And I just, I feel like there's a part of me that should feel guilty about being off the wagon, but I've still never really gotten too far. Yeah, like it's just weird. I don't know. And maybe anybody that else is that's eaten, a whole food plant-based diet and been kind of uh through this struggle of it too, maybe you guys can relate or have some advice. Because I realize that in comparison to many people, I'm a novice at this, or I'm just new to it, eating this way for the last year and a half. There's people that have been eating this way for 5, 10, 20, 30 years plus years, and they deal with this, and these are things too that, like, when I'm at my goal weight, I don't know that uh, it wouldn't be acceptable for me to eat the things I've eaten over the past couple weeks. Uh, Again, it's all relative too, because what I think is uh, really awful might not be that awful to somebody else in their diet, and vice versa. It might be something I'm brushing off, people may consider more important. So, um, but it's really just this diet, this whole food plant-based volume eating uh is uh is a bit different. And I feel like it has um different complications, or different uh complications isn't the word I'm trying to use. Difficulties, and it might be easy. It's easier in some ways and it's more difficult in other ways. And every diet has those things. It's just I'm not used to a diet that has the difficulties or the obstacles that this diet has, I guess. And but overall, too, uh, as long as I'm staying, you know, animal free, I really don't ever feel like crap because of the food I eat. The things that I've had, that uh like I've had like the Impossible Burger, and that is more processed than I would like, but it doesn't make me feel wore out or drugged down or anything. It really just um doesn't seem to be a whole lot different than any other food that I've been eating. So anyways, that's just me kind of rambling about kind of the struggles of getting back on track, but also kind of being like, how fast do I need to get back on track is, and is it that bad? I don't know. I don't know what I'm at. But I know that I want to see the numbers go down, and that for that to happen, the only way that that has happened since I started this diet is for me to eat whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar free. And when I do that and I'm compliant and I'm on it, the things go the right direction, without a lot of effort. I'm sure that if I was going to the gym a few hours a week, that it would make up for some of these dietary indiscretions that I feel like I've had. And that would also kind of cause a change, or it would have an impact on my weight loss each week at least. So, but really, I showed a lot of the food that I had throughout the weekend, and most everything wasn't that bad. Nothing I showed was bad, really. So, am I joining a gym? No. I did have a membership to a gym. I have this aversion to gyms, I think, that many people have. I am not joining a gym. I do not plan on joining one. I need to do more working out. I need to do more physical, like, get up, walk the dog, or go for a run, or go for a bike ride. I want to do things like that. I just find that I'm very busy, and I use that as an excuse, I suppose. But to take that time away from other things, it's tough for me to make that decision to do that. Let me see if this will start working now that we've been away from it for a while. So, I was just going to see if this is working. I said I'd show you another photo of my dog. There is a photo of my dog, if you can make out where there is dog in that photo and what is what. But that is a photo that somebody had taken of my dog over the weekend. And I thought I would share that with you guys there. So, but I am going to get out of here for today. It was a good weekend. I not really looking forward to the weigh-in on Wednesday. We'll see how I'm doing tomorrow morning when I get on the scale. But I'm not really stressed about it either. Like the only thing that stresses me with it is that I have this channel and I have you guys to hold me accountable for. And I suppose that helps me a little bit from going completely off the rails. But at the same time, yeah, it's just, so I will be live, I think, tomorrow. I know I have to go meet a guy one of these afternoons. Planning on being live Wednesday for the weigh-in, and then the rest of the week too. But like I said, I know one day this week I probably will not be live. I just don't know which day it will be. It'll be a surprise for all of us. But I want to thank you guys all for your support. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed to the channel. Click on that bell icon so you get alerted when I go live, post new videos. Also, hit that thumbs up on this video as well. If you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's no reason to wait. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. Nobody ever gets to their goal, looks back and says, I wish I would have waited. Everybody looks back and wishes they would have started sooner. I'm the same way. I'd be so much further along if I would have started sooner. So get started right now. You guys all have a great afternoon. I will talk to you later.